Ladies and gentlemen, time is a force that moves in one direction forward. It doesn't wait for you, it doesn't pause, and it certainly doesn't slow down. Every tick of the clock is a second you can never get back. They say that the richest people on earth aren't the ones who have the most money, but the ones who use their time wisely. So when you waste time, you're not just losing moments, you're losing opportunities, dreams, and chances that may never come back. Let's take a moment to reflect. If someone gave you a bank account every morning with a set amount of money, let's say rupee 86,400, and told you that whatever you didn't spend today, you'd lose, how careful would you be about how you spend that money? You'd probably be very careful, right? You'd track each rupee and make sure you use it wisely. But what if I told you that you have something far more valuable than money, time, and every day you get 86,400 seconds? Those seconds are like your currency for life. And just like that imaginary bank account, if you don't spend them wisely, you lose them forever. Think about how often we waste time. How many hours do we spend scrolling through social media, watching endless videos that don't add value to our lives? Or procrastinating on things we know we should be doing? Imagine how much more we could achieve if we focused even just a fraction of that time on things that matter. Every second of your life could be spent creating something, learning something new, or moving closer to your dreams. But when we choose to be lazy, we let that precious time slip away unnoticed. I know what you're thinking, Shah Rukh, it's not that easy. Trust me, I get it. There are days when you feel exhausted, days when you're mentally drained, and the last thing you want to do is work. But here's the thing. It's exactly on those days that your true strength and willpower are tested. Think of the greatest achievers in history, people who have changed the world. They didn't reach their success by relaxing when it got tough. They pushed through, they took their time seriously and spent it doing what mattered. It's important to understand that time is a resource that can't be replaced. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose opportunities and try again. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. That's why you have to treat time like it's your most precious asset, because it is. You need to recognize that your time is the one thing you can never buy more of. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, or how many resources you have at your disposal. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to how they choose to use those hours. Now, think about the opportunities you've missed because of laziness. How many times have you pushed something off, telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, only to realize weeks or months later that the time you could have spent working on your dream was wasted? The truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. It's like standing at the edge of a pool and hesitating to dive in because you're afraid of the cold water. But once you jump in, you realize it's not that bad. And before you know it, you're swimming. The truth is, everyone has dreams. We all have aspirations, things we want to accomplish in life. But those dreams won't come to life on their own. They need to be nurtured, worked for, and fought for. And that process starts with how we use our time. If you're sitting around waiting for the perfect moment to begin, you're missing out on today. The only time that matters is the present. It's right now, this very moment. So ask yourself, what can I do right now, in this moment, to move one step closer to my goals? What can I do with the time I have today to make tomorrow better? Instead of looking at time as an enemy that moves too quickly, start seeing it as an ally, a partner in your journey. Cherish each second, because when you do, you will see how much more you can achieve. The secret to success, to reaching your dreams, is not just about hard work. It's about being intentional with your time. In my own life, every time I'm on set or on stage, or even when I'm with my family, I remind myself that every moment is precious. Each scene, each line, each word is a part of something bigger, something that will live on long after we're gone. And that's why I never take a second for granted. When you learn to respect time, you start to live a life that is rich not in wealth, but in fulfillment. So stop wasting time. Stop allowing laziness to steal your moments. You have the power to make every second count, to make your life extraordinary. It all starts with a choice. A choice to be present, to be proactive, and to use your time wisely. Don't let the years slip by while you wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Take action and watch your life transform. The journey to success doesn't begin with a grand, sweeping gesture. It starts with small, seemingly insignificant actions that, over time, add up to something extraordinary. Many people look at the success of others and think that they got there with a single breakthrough or a moment of brilliance. But the truth is, it's the small actions, the ones we often overlook, that have the most power to shape our destiny. Small actions are often undervalued. When you look at someone like me, Shah Rukh Khan, and the success I've had, you might think it all happened because of a single movie or a huge deal. But what you don't see are the countless small decisions, the hours spent honing my craft, the risks I took, the moments I said no to distractions, and the constant self-belief I nurtured every single day. These were small actions that seemed ordinary in the moment, but in retrospect, they were the building blocks of a much larger picture. You see, we live in a world that celebrates big moments. We love the grand opening, the breakthrough, the launch. But the reality is, those big moments are the result of hundreds or even thousands of small, consistent actions taken behind the scenes. Every small action you take is like a brick being laid in the foundation of your future. If you keep laying those bricks, no matter how small, you'll eventually build something that stands tall and strong. Think about it for a moment. When you decide to wake up early every day, it's just a small action. It's one decision, one morning. But if you do this every day for weeks, months, and years, that small action compounds. You'll have more time to work on your goals, more energy to pursue your dreams, and more focus to create the life you desire. What starts as a small habit becomes a cornerstone for success. Similarly, when you choose to read a book every day, or even for just 15 minutes, that small action compounds over time. You might not see the change after a single day or week, but after a year, you'll have read dozens of books. You'll have learned countless lessons, improved your skills, and expanded your knowledge. This is the power of small actions. It's not the size of the effort, but the consistency with which you put in the work. Let's take the example of fitness. Every time you go for a walk, do a push-up, or eat a healthy meal, it's a small action. It's nothing earth-shattering. But if you make that small decision every single day, you'll see your body transform. It's not about lifting the heaviest weights or running the longest distances in the shortest time. It's about the consistent small choices you make that compound into a healthier, stronger version of yourself. Another powerful aspect of small actions is that they often require little energy or effort. This is why they're so accessible. Anyone can take small steps. Whether you're busy with work, family, or other responsibilities, you can still find time for small actions. It could be sending a single email, making a phone call, or even writing one line in your journal. These small acts might feel insignificant at the moment, but they add up. They accumulate and create momentum. Before you know it, you've achieved something you once thought was impossible. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with laziness or procrastination is that they view their goals as too big, too overwhelming. They look at the mountain ahead and feel like they'll never reach the summit. But when you break the mountain down into small steps, the climb becomes more manageable. Each small step you take is progress. Each small action brings you closer to your goal. You don't need to conquer everything in one day. Just focus on taking the next step, however small it might seem. I've seen this happen in my own life too. When I first entered the film industry, I was just another actor trying to make his mark. But over the years, I focused on making small improvements, taking small risks, and constantly learning. I didn't focus on becoming the biggest star overnight. I focused on becoming the best version of myself, one small action at a time. Whether it was learning a new language for a role, working on my fitness, or improving my acting, I took small steps that over time led to big results. The key to understanding the power of small actions is recognizing that they are what create consistency. Success is not a one-time event. It's a process. And that process is built on small everyday decisions. These small decisions don't always feel like they matter in the moment, but they accumulate over time and lead to profound changes. So, stop waiting for the perfect moment to start. Don't think that you need to take a giant leap to make progress. Start with something small. Take that first step. Do something today that moves you forward. Maybe it's just sending an email, writing one page of your book, or making a phone call that you've been putting off. Small actions matter more than you realize. Remember, greatness is not achieved by doing everything all at once. It's achieved by doing one thing at a time consistently. The power of small actions lies in their ability to create momentum. Once you take that first step, the path becomes clearer, and soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come. It all started with something small, but that small action has the power to change your life. Believing in yourself is the first and most powerful step you can take toward achieving your dreams. It may sound simple, but for many, it's one of the hardest things to do. We live in a world where doubts and insecurities constantly threaten to overshadow our potential. But the truth is, the foundation of every great achievement, every success story, and every dream realized starts with one fundamental belief. I can do this. Self-belief is the inner voice that tells you, you are capable, you are strong, you are worthy. It's the quiet strength that helps you push through the challenges, the failures, and the moments when the world seems to be against you. The power of believing in yourself is undeniable, because it transforms how you view obstacles, setbacks, and even your own limitations. It shapes your actions, your mindset, and ultimately your success. In my own life, I faced countless moments where the odds were stacked against me. I came from a small middle-class family in Delhi with no film industry connections and very little money. I wasn't born into the world of Bollywood, nor was I handed fame on a silver platter. Yet I believed in myself. I knew that if I kept working, kept improving, and kept pushing forward, my dreams could come true. There were times when the path seemed uncertain, when no one believed in me, when I faced rejection after rejection. But I held on to my belief in myself and my abilities. I knew that if I kept moving forward with conviction, something would eventually happen. You see, when you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to fail, to stumble, and to fall. You understand that failure is not the end. It's merely a step in the process. It's through failure that we learn the most valuable lessons, the ones that shape our growth and make us stronger. Without belief in yourself, those failures can become crippling. They can define you, hold you back, and stop you from moving forward. But with self-belief, failure becomes a stepping stone. It becomes a reminder that you are capable of overcoming whatever challenges come your way. Believing in yourself means trusting your instincts. It means not letting the opinions of others drown out your inner voice. There will always be people who doubt you, who say you're not good enough, or who think your dreams are too big. They may even tell you that you'll never make it. But you must understand that their opinions are based on their own limitations and experiences, not yours. You are unique, your potential is unique, and the only opinion that truly matters is yours. When I was starting out in Bollywood, there were many who didn't think I'd make it. There were people who told me that I was too different, too unconventional. But I didn't listen to them. I believed in the uniqueness of my journey. I believed that my passion, my perseverance, and my drive could overcome any obstacle. Resilience myself, and I trusted my vision. One of the most important aspects of believing in yourself is resilience. You will face difficulties, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But believing in yourself is what gives you the strength to rise up. Again, no matter how many times you fall, it's the unwavering faith that no matter how tough things get, you have the strength, the will, and the capability to keep going. I've had moments where I felt exhausted, where I wondered if I was good enough, or if I would ever achieve my dreams, but I never gave up. I kept believing in myself. And that belief fueled me through the darkest times. It reminded me that the journey I was on was worth every struggle, every setback, and every sacrifice. Because deep down, I knew that as long as I kept believing in myself, I would find a way to succeed. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you have to be perfect or have everything figured out. It's about trusting the process. Trusting that with every step you take, you are moving closer to your goals. It's about understanding that the road to success is often winding, and that it's okay to take detours, to make mistakes, or to change direction. Belief in yourself gives you the confidence to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to embrace uncertainty without fear. It also means forgiving yourself when you make mistakes. We are all human, and we all have moments of weakness. But those moments do not define us. What defines us is our ability to pick ourselves up, learn from our mistakes, and continue on our journey. Believing in yourself means giving yourself the grace to fail and the courage to try again. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the belief that you are enough. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to trust that you are capable of achieving what you set your mind to. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself the power to make things happen. And that is the most powerful thing you can do in life. So, the next time you're faced with a challenge, a moment of doubt, or a difficult decision, remember to believe in yourself. Trust your abilities, trust your vision. Because when you believe in yourself, there's nothing you can't achieve.